Welcome back finally to Zoo Tycoon 2 Island Treasures Zoo. I know you guys, I know you thought it would never be back. You thought we would never return to our zoo. Oh my gosh, is that a cute little baby? We need to dive in there and see if that was a cute little baby running around. Oh my goodness. I know you guys thought we would never be back, but we are coming back, don't worry. I have not forgotten about our wonderful Zoo Tycoon 2. We have been with it for years. Hello, you very handsome peafowl. And we will be with it for years yet, and it is far overdue for us to be able to come back in and take care of our Island Treasures Zoo and hopefully learn about a few more of the creatures that inhabit the world that we all share together. And that's a really sideways walking deer. Okay, everybody's I love it when the peafowl fly up into the trees. Isn't that just so fun? Are you happy up there, buddy? I can't see you, but you must be happy up there. But yeah, we are back, you guys. I know. It's been so long. A lot of you were panicking. You're like, Seri, where's Zoo Tycoon 2? It is right here, and we have returned to our island zone. We have been working pretty hard on the island zone. Last time, we had just added in the new aquatic exhibit with our speckled longfin eels. And they're a little bit unhappy about not having enough room to really hide from the prying eyes of people. Let's see if we can get in here. Look at those guys. Man, they're beautiful. You know, eels are really fascinating. I read an entire book about eels, and if you guys are ever really curious, like you want to learn more about creatures in the world, you really want to read interesting things about some of the fascinating creatures that we share our planet with, but you don't really want to dive into like the hardcore biology side of things. You want something a little bit more palatable to the average reader, then you should definitely check out the nonfiction section like on biology, because there's a ton of great authors out there who have written books that are really easy to digest, meaning they're very easy for like the average Joe to read without getting super bored or super confused because there's too many scientific terms. And one of those books was actually about eels, and I really loved reading about the relationship between eels and like the people of like New Guinea and New Zealand. They talked a lot about the people in New Zealand especially, and the like giant eels of New Zealand. And they also talked a lot about the mystery that eels are. A lot of you guys may not know, we don't know a lot about eels. Like, we know quite a bit about, you know, their adult life and how we can eat them, but not so much about how eels actually breed. That is completely something that we're still flummoxed on. They are creatures that will actually go out into the ocean, most species at least. I'm kind of using this very broadly, speaking of eels. Where'd the eel go? Hey, little buddy. But they are fresh and saltwater creatures. They're freshwater because most adult eels live their life out in fresh water. But then when they go to spawn, they disappear into mystery spaces out in saltwater. And people don't really know what happens out there. And we're just trying to crack the code of some of the mysteries behind eel breeding because we've been able to track a few of the different species to hot spots in the ocean where they go to spawn. It's the opposite of when salmon come in from saltwater and go up into freshwater to spawn. So the eels go from fresh into salt, and it's still kind of a mystery about what they do and how they do it depending on the species. We're getting closer on other species, but I really loved reading that book because it taught me a lot about eels, and now you guys know a little bit more about eels. I also think it's really funny that out of everything in our zoo, including those big beautiful peafowl and the giant Galapagos tortoise, apparently the eels like evoke quite a bit of curiosity among the adults. There's like a living art piece, I guess. All right. I'm not gonna question it, but let's go ahead and we'll try to make this area a little bit nicer so that people can enjoy their eel exhibit. Ooh, and we don't even have, oh no, and the ground dove died of old age. So sad. We don't even have a donation box over here. So let's fix that because our zoo is kind of strapped for funds. It might actually be time. I wonder, let's put this right here. Yeah, that should do it. Giant Galapagos tortoise 6 has just hatched. Huzzah! There's new tortoise babies. Congratulations, Galapagos tortoise family. Congratulations. We'll have to, and the little birdos are doing okay. They're not super happy, but they're doing okay. Hello, buddy. So where's the oh, there they are. It looked like a little rock. Look at him. Look at him. Oh gosh. All right. So we have little turtle babies, tortoise babies hovering around the place, and the birds are doing pretty well. They are so tiny. Look at that baby bird. That is the cutest thing ever. Oh my gosh, I love these guys. And these are technically bee eaters, but we are calling them the Darwin Finches. So they are some of the finches that Darwin studied when he was on the Galapagos Islands. Oh man, we're losing a lot of ground doves to old age. I hope that they have bred successfully. The couscous are breeding successfully as usual. The restaurant's really popular right now. And I was thinking it is time to add in some new exhibits, especially new exhibits that may give us some more animals that we would be able to breed, because we are getting kind of low on money, and sometimes it's really helpful just to have kind of like a fast breeding species. Whoops, I actually put half of that into our aquarium. We didn't want to do that. Whoops. But yeah, sometimes it's just very helpful to have a fast breeding species that we can kind of rely on to make a lot of babies, so that we can sell them and keep our zoo going. It's kind of one of those bitter realities of running our zoo is we need the funds. We need the funds. And we don't really have our money makers here in the zoo just yet. So we might have to figure out who our money makers are going to be. And I was thinking about adding the endangered Islandic fox. There we go. And it is a species of fox that lives off the coast of California on the Channel Islands. And there's several subspecies of the island fox, and many of them are endangered. So I'll show you guys what he looks like really quickly. This is him right here. I mean, he looks really, really cool. He's not an Australian creature, and this is in our Australian zoo, but we're also kind of trying to go with the theme of creatures from islands. And so I thought this guy would be really neat because he is indeed an endangered creature. They were almost eradicated, and a really interesting thing about what actually threatened their well-being. When I was researching them, it talked about golden eagles preying on these foxes. These foxes are much smaller than many of the like fox species you might be familiar with, because they've had that island dwarfism effect where you will have creatures that live on an island for successive generations start getting smaller. And that is something that's happened all over the world, and it's kind of this interesting phenomena that there's a lot of theories about. And I think the theory that I was always taught is that it has something to do with the smaller the animal is, the less you have to really worry about resources, and the less you really have to worry about like defending a bigger territory. So smaller animals are more successful, and as time goes on, then that smallness of their success begins to give them a advantage over the other creatures. And that works to some degree, but then like I think about examples like, you know, the giant birds of New Zealand, the moa, or what about like the Galapagos tortoises or Komodo dragons. So it kind of, I want to do more research into it. That's the fun thing when you study biology, is you never stop learning. And there's never really a perfect answer for things, and that's actually one of the thrilling aspects of doing this. Plus, the island fox is worth a little bit of money, and I do want to try to save up so that we can eventually be able to afford some of the Borneo clouded leopards, because I would love to add in Borneo clouded leopards to our island zoo. But let's go ahead. And it's a native of California, which is super exciting. And we'll go ahead and put it kind of over here. It's a shy creature. They're usually solitary. They usually don't have any mates, or they don't travel in packs. Like, we're not talking about dogs or even coyotes here. And usually they're just on their own. But I think we'll put a couple over here, like a breeding pair back in the corner. So what kind of fencing should we use? We're just going to stick with the endangered window fencing because I really love it. And I think it's just really a nice choice for this area. All right, let's see. We'll do this. And then let's grab the zoo wall hedge fencing. And should I bring in here? There we go. All right, we'll do that. And then we'll come over. And I guess this is going to be like this skinny little wall that we're going to force people to walk in. Or maybe I'll do this. Here we go. And then I'll try to make like a little bit of a private area for the fox over there. And I think we'll put the mahi-mahi in here because actually my mom just loves mahi-mahi. I know that sounds like a terrible reason to like focus on a creature, but I'm sure that there's really silly reasons that other zoos have focused on creatures. But I know my mother loves mahi-mahi because they're delicious, she says, and because they're very, very fascinating, very beautiful. And I remember when I researched a little bit about them, I thought they were really cool. So we'll probably put mahi-mahi in here. And then I think I like how they sound, like the name mahi-mahi. It just sounds so interesting. Let's go ahead. We'll put a bench over here. I think we should probably put like a bathroom pretty close. Let's see. There's a bathroom over there. Maybe a drinking fountain. We'll tuck a little drinking fountain over into this corner. and let's figure out what our wonderful island foxes are going to need. And in real life, when I was researching what they would usually eat, it is pretty much everything. As usual with most fox species, if they can manage to get it in their gullet, they are going to eat it. And it covered a lot of territory, but mostly, small mammals, a little bit of vegetation here and there, focusing primarily on a meat diet, pretty much anything that they could eat. So let's see. Oh, there's a little pile of flies. Apparently insects too. And again, these would be a much smaller foxes than what a lot of people are used to. Let's see what the big items we need for them are first. Ooh, right, let's get a post. Ooh, that's the post and rope with ice. So actually, maybe some of the lizards. I also read that they eat a lot of deer, or not deer, a lot of mice. So maybe some of these guys. I think they were deer mice is what I was trying to say. Not deer. I think that they're a little bit too small for deer, actually. All right, Grasslands large burrow. Ooh, that actually sounds like it would be a really good one. I wonder if I could sneak it in right in the back corner here and give them somewhere kind of shaded to be out of the way. And then their biome is going to be semi-desert. So this is going to be a little bit of an interesting one. Because even though they're on an island, a lot of islands are actually very, they've got a lot of desert aspects going on to them. All right, there we go. There we go. Do you want some rocks? Ooh, this is a pretty rock. And sometimes they can interact with rocks. All right, we're going to put it down. Ooh, actually, this is a prettier rock. Nice. Look at this rock. Sometimes the animals can interact with rocks. So I'm going to go ahead and put it like all the way against the back. And hopefully that'll defend them from getting stuck behind it. And if not, then we'll remove the evil rock. Because sometimes the rocks can be in extreme pain in the rumpa-dump-dump. Ooh, these are really nice rocks. When did I get those? Maybe they're new. You never know what Ben might have snuck in whenever I toss him things to fix, because I break things a lot. So if you wonder how our Zoo Tycoon 2 works so well, it's because Ben is always rescuing us. Ben the Zoo Master comes to the rescue. All right, and then some hollow logs. I'm kind of like hollow logs with worms, hollow logs with berries, hollow logs with apples. The one with insects actually sounds kind of cool because I could see them foraging for food, kind of like the way a lot of species will just sit down. Have you ever really looked at like the way an anteater or some of the other insectivores will eat? They'll just kind of perch themselves in a comfy spot and just sit there and lick up ants for hours. It's really interesting to watch. All right, and then we'll get an artificial carcass with meat going because I want to tuck that somewhere. And then I think we'll hide like the fruits. We'll kind of hide them under a bushy area of some kind. Woo, I don't know what that was about. Sorry about that, guys. Ooh, look at these. They're so cute. They're so cute. What are you? Oh my gosh, they're adorable. Are they supposed to be? I think they were supposed to be something else, but man, those are cute. All right, and we'll do some little patches of flowers just here and there on the scrubland. And actually, have you guys heard how Death Valley is blooming? Oh my gosh, let me know if you've heard about that. But Death Valley is apparently experiencing some very special climate right now that's allowing Death Valley in the United States. For those of you guys who don't know, it is one of the most extreme temperature regions in the entire United States. Really not a place you want to hang out because it has earned its name of Death Valley. But it is experiencing some very, very special temperature shifts right now. And humidity and just climate shifts in general that are allowing the flowers there to have a very, very rare mass bloom. And it's really, really cool. And I really should talk about it like in zoo crafting or something in depth because wow, it's awesome. You guys need to go look it up. They're beautiful, beautiful yellow flowers. All right, and then let's see. Let's put this here and let's put this here. And then I think we'll just put, let's put some bones down. They always love bones. And we're researching these little mice. Anything else? Like the scrub rock formation is kind of cool. But I don't know. I guess I could put it back here maybe. Or maybe put it right over here. I think it's just too big. It'll get stuck in places. We'll put in a couple of feeder balls. Here, I'll put down a little beef shank so they can act like they're sort of like scavenging for things. Maybe I'll put in some balls with rattles. You never know what might entertain them. No, my plant! They get to keep the plant. Gosh darn it. All right, and then let's see. I'm actually going to just tuck the water. We're not going to give them a like big giant, oh no, my plant, come back. All right, I'll have to put the plant back down. We're not going to give them like a big giant water source because I wonder if that would cause more trouble than it's worth in a small enclosure like this. All right, so there's that. So far we haven't spent tons of money building this, so hopefully it'll endure. Let's put this in here. Yay! Eggs are being laid everywhere, which is really great. And then we can get this little fox in here, I really hope. All right, come on. All right, and now we just have to wait. Oh man, he'd be so pretty. I think people would like him. Garlic is giving birth. I'm pretty sure garlic happens to be a spotted couscous, so that's probably a good thing that garlic is giving birth. Gosh, what else could we add in? I guess we'll just glance through these while we wait. Oh yeah, another Galapagos tortoise has hatched. Courtney is now pregnant. I guess we need a couple names for the foxes, you guys. So we're gonna have a couple foxes. We might as well give them some pretty cool names. Ooh, the capybara. Man, a capybara would be pretty cool. I definitely want some of the clouded leopards. Spotted couscous is giving birth. Cheetah. Let's see, garlic has given birth. Yay! Palm cockatoo. I love cougars. Coyotes. Let's see. Guest love our zoo. What else? There's just so many things. I bet there's tons of deer species we could use. And then, lots and lots of creatures. All right, foxes, are your stuff done yet? Oh no! Some of our foxes are dying of old, or not foxes. Some of the other animals are dying of old age. Oh, I forgot to add in some trees. These would be cute. I can't believe I forgot to add in trees. That's so not like me. And there's a Galapagos cactus. I didn't even know. Oh, research for the artificial meat container is now done. So we'll put that down in just a second. Island oak, an olive tree, shepherd's tree. And then weeping myrtle. Ooh, that's pretty. I think we might put the weeping myrtle, if it will blend in well, over here. Like a couple of them. To try to give the foxes another little area. There, that's perfect. Wonderful. And then we'll put down some of the tall bushman grass just to give them something to kind of creep through. And I hope that will be good enough for them. So we did that. And then where is their food? All right. And then we'll put in the artificial meat carcass. Kind of close to where people can see it. People tend to be really excited when they can like watch the animals eat. No, my grass. Ah. All right, maybe right over here. How about this? As long as it doesn't mess with my plants. Ah, dang it. All right, well, I'll just have to replant the grass. All right, there's that. And then I almost forgot we were trying to hide the fruits, so I'm just kind of gonna tuck them into a little pile of bushes over here. There we go. All right, you guys. All right. And then anything else? Oh yeah, the little mice. So I'm gonna put in 2 little mice. All right, so that wasn't so bad on the initial upfront cost for setting the fox enclosure up. And now let's go ahead and we'll have a female. There we go. And I guess we'll have to think of some, so I rely on you guys for a little bit of help for that. And there's a little male. All right, and let's make sure we get this whole area set up. We're gonna grab an endangered species bench. Yep, actually we've already got the endangered species bench. So you know what I actually want to do? I want to put more of these palms over here. And then maybe grab some of these things right here. Just sort of fill this area in a little bit. Whoops. Well, I didn't mean to do that, but oh well. Fill this area in. Oh my gosh, these people are going nuts for the fish. It's always the fish. You put fish in a zoo and the next thing you know, you've got like, you draw the fish lovers. And there's so many fish lovers. All right, stop splashing in the water. Stop splashing in the water. And let's see. Ooh, a killie tree. Yes, that's what I want. Something that's going to be a little bit bigger. And then we'll put down something a little bit smaller. Maybe some of these guys. Small jungle palms. All right, it looks like people are starting to wander on down to our foxes. Thank goodness. For a second there, I thought I was going to have to tear them away from their precious fish. Didn't know what I was going to do. All right, so let's do this. And then my zookeepers, I think, can just walk between this bush. They know the value of having some good bushes. All right, and then let's come over. Put another endangered species donation box right there. I wonder if we put in some, I think it will be more popular if we put in binoculars too. I wonder how popular this ATM is. Not bad, 32 lifetime users. We should probably put down lots of additional ways that people can be spending their money. Also, wow, child, why don't you go use the bathroom? It's literally right here. Get over here and use the bathroom. Like, I really worry about you. Come on, turn right around. Turn right around. You don't need to have, like, an accident in my zoo. Shoo, get in there. I think she's going to feel a lot better after she goes to the bathroom. I think her happiness is going to, like, return. She was too enchanted by whatever is in here. I forgot what we put in here. Oh, yeah, these little guys. The Falanukes. All right, is she happier now? She's mildly happier. She's going to go dance it off. All right, well, good. All right, so these guys seem happy. You guys have cute little babies now. Congratulations. Look at the little babies. No wonder everybody's over here. Oh, are you really gonna go up the fern tree? Gonna go climb the fern tree. I didn't even know they would do that. Or if I did, I forgot. All right. Well, we're gonna come over here. I think the binoculars are just super popular too. And apparently the water's super dirty, so I need to clean it. So we'll get to that. I grabbed a child. I didn't grab the binoculars. I kidnapped a child. What have I done? What have I done? Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. What's happening? I'm cloning children. This isn't what I meant to do. What have I done? Okay. Welcome children. I hope you all have a wonderful time. I'm gonna assume I just invited a class in. I've never had that happen before. Oh my goodness. Okay, the binoculars need to be left alone for a minute. Okay. I guess they're all my kids now. All right, guys. Everybody have fun. If you need a snack, like, I guess I should put a snack bar down. I feel like they need something to eat. You'd have something to eat over here. Oh gosh, they're all really happy. Okay, oh gosh, and my cichlids are getting sick. Oh dear. All right, hang on. Oh my, and now everybody's mad because the cichlids are mad. Oh geez. All right, oh geez, everybody's sick. Oh my gosh. Oh, it always keeps us busy. It always keeps us busy in the zoo, that's for sure. All right, well, before that chaos breaks out again, and because I want to go look at our foxes. Oh, I thought that we would have a water filter down there, and we do not have a water filter. So let's take just a second to put a water filter in. And then let's go ahead and look at the foxes. And we're going to ignore the fact that apparently I just like have a bunch of my children running around this zoo now. That wasn't something I was expecting to happen today. I'll be honest. All right, where am I going? I'm getting the tank filter. Ta-da! That should make our cichlids happy. Fussy cichlids. And there we go. So it was a little bit of an investment to come over and get these foxes, but I think it'll pay off, especially as they just kind of adjust to the zoo, hopefully adjust to each other. And then if they can start having as many babies as, say, the other foxes or some of the wolf species or the coyotes, especially those coyotes, man, they just have babies left and right. If they would be so kind as to start having lots of babies for us, then we'll be able to fund our zoo and see lots of things, like see our Galapagos tortoise here. In fact, he wants to mate and he can't find a mate, and he's got some siblings. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to send him off. Very important to keep the genetics moving to other zoos. And is that going to bring in? That didn't really bring in anything. That's okay. He's off, and I'm gonna miss him, but we have some new babies, and his parents are still successfully breeding. Oliver and Oceana are definitely having a grand old time. We already adopted out their other kidlet, too. All right, and we have a little boy kidlet here. So I guess we need more names for Oliver and Oceana's boy and girl. And yeah, all right, we're doing good, you guys. How's Old Salty doing? Old Salty? Old Salty? How does one... Oh, there's Old Salty. I was a little worried for a second there, Old Salty. But yeah, Old Salty's doing fine. We have some island foxes. We'll have to see how everybody adjusts to admiring them. Oh, yes, it looks like they're pretty popular. And that's fantastic. And yeah, next time we'll try to add in some of the mahi-mahi, and we might even start adopting out some of the bazillions of couscous and kangaroos that we have in order to make more room for some awesome island animals. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.